Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Are we at a cultural breaking point? You know, all of these leftist entities have been trying so hard to get on this bandwagon, this woke bandwagon. They've been trying so hard, relentlessly running into the same wall over and over again, trying to make it work. But it just isn't working. Are we at a point where companies are finally going to realize that being woke, being a left-wing partisan in the world of business, is just a bad idea? Or are we at a point where Elon Musk and others like him are just going to end up buying these entities and basically fixing it by brute force? Or eventually are these companies going to inevitably fizzle out and the free market will dictate that non-partisan entities take their place? That truly seems to be the point that we are at in this cultural shift. Now, it's going to take some time. It's not going to happen overnight, but it seems as though the culture is finally shifting. It seems as though this woke nonsense has run its course. It's been proven to be an utter disaster in the world of business, and inevitably things are starting to shift. We got some stuff to talk about, mostly the absolute crash that Netflix is experiencing in their stock price and in their subscription numbers, as well as Elon Musk, who chimed in and basically trashed Netflix as woke garbage. And many people are asking, is Elon Musk going to try to buy a big stake in Netflix next? So we've got some stuff to cover, continuing in the saga of
everything woke turns to.
So with the intro out of the way, let's get into it. Alright friends, so take a look at this. Netflix closes down 35%, wiping more than $50 billion off market cap. Shares of Netflix closed down more than 35% on Wednesday after the streaming service reported earnings Tuesday evening that showed that it lost subscribers for the first time in more than 10 years. The results and weak outlook led to a wave of downgrades from Wall Street on fears over the company's long-term growth potential. The drop caused Netflix to shave more than $50 billion off of its market cap, and it is now the worst performing stock of 2022 in the S&P 500, down 62.5% year to date. Folks, this is what happens when you go woke, you go broke, and even Elon Musk realizes that. We've got this piece right over here from the Daily Wire. Tuned out, Netflix shares plunge as subscribers flee. Elon Musk blames, quote, woke mind virus. I told you guys the man is based. Slashdot reports on Twitter, Netflix shares crater 20% after company reports it's lost subscribers for the first time in more than 10 years. Elon Musk responds, the woke mind virus is making Netflix unwatchable, and he is absolutely correct. Netflix isn't crumbling and losing subscribers. The reason Netflix is crumbling and losing subscribers is due to one thing: content. There's really nothing new and nothing exciting on Netflix. I mean, they get one good show every now and then. They got Squid Game and a couple others not too long ago, which aren't even American media. I mean, that's coming from South Korea, and it is blowing the American competition out of the water. Why? Because American shows and Netflix originals are woke beyond belief. They are focused on everything wrong. Instead of making good content, instead of focusing on interesting and potentially edgy stories, they're focused on race quotas, gender quotas, and identity quotas. They're focused on pushing shows that are empowering particular groups instead of making good content. Most recently, Netflix released their live-action take on Cowboy Bebop, a cult classic, an anime that I absolutely loved when I was a younger kid, but they just didn't get it right. Once again, they were more focused on switching characters' races and bringing in a bunch of identity groups and some super flamboyant characters. They were more focused on that nonsense and rewriting the story and making it something that it wasn't, instead of focusing on what made Cowboy Bebop great. It's a space western with a very slick character who fights in a very awesome manner, a guy who roams space as a space bounty hunter taking down criminals. They didn't focus on the core of what made the show great, and so it flopped and it's already been canceled. And I'm sure you guys heard me rage about this one not too long ago. Netflix takes over history's Vikings series, with the Netflix version being Vikings Valhalla. It was loosely based on real Viking history in Norway, except they renamed Norway to some fictional land, but kept the same ruler of Norway of the time. His name was Hakon Sigurdsson, the Norwegian Viking ruler of the time. Hakon Sigurdsson in woke Netflix's Vikings Valhalla was played by this actress over here. Now, how does that make any sense whatsoever? Literally, the moment this popped up on my screen, I stopped watching the series. It just doesn't make any sense. and it's clear woke nonsense being shoved in your face, and you know exactly what it is. It's a turnoff. It puts a sour taste in your mouth. I mean, let's put them side by side. How? Why? Who is making these decisions at Netflix? This is what Elon Musk means by the woke mind virus. It's infected every single element of entertainment and culture and media. The most recent Netflix show is this one. He's expecting. I mean, it speaks for itself. The banner speaks for itself. Now, this isn't American woke media. It's actually a Japanese show based on a Japanese manga. But is it any surprise that Netflix saw this manga and jumped on it immediately? You know how many awesome animes and mangas there are in Japan? And no, I'm not a weeb and I'm not overly obsessed with anime, but there are some awesome shows. Netflix focuses on this instead of actual good content. It's a disgrace. The reason Netflix is struggling is because a woke business model is not a sustainable business model. You know, if they focused on comedy specials with Louis C.K., Dave Chappelle, Joe Rogan, and others who are actually ragging on woke culture, they would probably be gaining a whole lot of subscribers. If they were focused on making quality content, bringing classic video games and video game lore to life, for instance, and doing it properly, without any of the woke nonsense attached to it, actually respecting fan bases and sticking to the canon being the original lore and the lore that is respected, the material that's respected and glorified by the actual fan base themselves, then you know what? Netflix would probably be massively successful. But instead, all they do is create garbage. I mean, it's literally a meme at this point. There's a lot of shows out there that start with a Netflix original series. But the Netflix original series or the Netflix series that are the most successful are the ones that Netflix doesn't exactly have too much of a say in, or isn't really part of the production, or the production is foreign. The stuff that Netflix is doing in-house 100% is almost always garbage, and it's the worst performing junk that gets canceled after one season. It's literally a meme. If Netflix takes a popular manga or a popular video game or popular series and tries to bring it back to life, it flops almost every single time. Most recently, here's another great example that I forgot to mention earlier. I don't really know what it's called. It's like something, I think it's like Masters of the Universe or like He-Man or something. Netflix teamed up with Kevin Smith, if I'm not mistaken, and they desecrated the franchise. Oh, and here's another example when Netflix took Death Note, once again a very popular, frankly, possibly one of the most popular mangas of all time from Japan. They recreated one of the main characters. They did what they do best, and they took one of the main characters, L, and race swapped him for no reason whatsoever. Here's L from the anime. Oh, and actually there was a Japanese live action version of Death Note. Here's L from the Japanese version. Here's L from the Netflix version. Why? And it's not even about race. Original black characters are awesome, but this weird obsession with Hollywood, this focus on race and identity quotas, and switching characters' race and gender for the sole purpose of being woke, shows you where their priorities lie. And it's a big reason why all of these shows are failing and why Netflix is crumbling. It's exactly what Elon Musk said. It's the woke mind virus. And hopefully either two of these things start to happen. Elon Musk or other individuals like Elon Musk start to buy out these companies and get rid of this woke nonsense and start to turn the ship around, or outlets like Ben Shapiro's The Daily Wire continue to produce quality content and start to beat out their competition. And I think we are at that cultural turning point. It's very easy to be woke when everything's going well and the economy's the greatest it's ever been. But the moment we hit harder economic times and these companies are getting closer and closer to financial ruin, the first stuff that's going to be thrown into the dumpster is the woke nonsense that continues to be financial sabotage. Oh, and by the way, Netflix is getting really desperate. I thought you guys should know this. And they're now claiming that instead of turning this whole ship around and getting away from the woke nonsense and creating actual good quality, what they're going to do to fix their low subscriber count is go after households that are sharing Netflix passwords. So get ready for the crackdown if you guys are sharing Netflix accounts throughout multiple households, because it seems as though Netflix is still in denial and they're making a scummy move like this instead of actually delivering good content and fixing their business model. That's what I got for you guys though. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like, a comment, subscribe, share the video as much as possible. We are still shadow banned by the YouTube algorithm, hidden from non-subscribed viewers. But like usual, I gotta get back to work. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.